we're learning about certain body parts, and at 14, you don't think that they could ever freeze. And at 49, I didn't know that it could freeze, but
No.
apparently a Finnish skier has found out the hard way that
So to
it
speak.
freezes. Headline: Finnish skier suffers frozen penis during cross-country event at the Beijing Olympics.
Dude, how does that happen?
I have no idea. I still have no idea. But when you read the article, it's the second time he has suffered this injury.
Now, I have never heard of this injury before, or whatever you want to call it. So how come this doesn't happen to other guys?
Does it happen and they don't tell anybody?
Maybe.
I mean, when you investigate, because how do you see that headline and not click on it?
What?
Right?
That was kind of like COVID penis.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Well,
same thing. You had to look at it.
I mean, there's shrinkage involved in both, I would imagine.
Or maybe not.
Well,
if it's frozen, it might be enlarged.
That's a good point.
It certainly wouldn't be soft.
Phrasing. We're trying to be serious here. But in reality, he's a cross-country skier. It was brutally cold to the point where they even delayed the start of the event. They shortened the event from 50 kilometers to 30 because it was so cold. But apparently the uniforms, the outfits, the whatever you want to call them, are very thin because they're cross country. It's a speed event, so you don't want heavy clothes.
But it only happens to this guy
that we know of. Maybe it happens to others, and they just don't want to put that on the injury report.
Well, I'm just wondering who he did he go see a doctor? I mean, how do we know that this guy had this? Because unless he told somebody.
He said, quote, it was one of the worst competitions I've been in. It was just about battling through. He says you can, through a translator, you can guess which body part was a little bit frozen when I finished. And he described the pain as unbearable.
Hip thrusting, not a fan.
I'm wondering, Jason, was this a reporter's question? How did your appendages turn out? Everything okay? I mean, how does this even come about? He's doing an interview there.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm baffled, and I think we need to know more about this. And,
when the body part started to warm up, he said after the finish, the pain was unbearable.
Now, how do you know it's frozen?
I think there's certain things I think frostbite on your third pole is a bad thing and pretty obvious.
Okay, frostbite, right? Is that the same thing as frozen?
I'm gonna guess that's what you're dealing with.
So I don't know.
When you're done and you realize something isn't right down there.
I'm not a doctor.
Hey doc, something's going on. Oh, that's frostbite.
Yeah. Well, I thought you could only get frostbite if it was exposed. Now I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and I don't pretend to be a doctor.
It's a thin layer.
It is a thin layer, but
I mean, his fingers are okay, but he was wearing gloves.
Well, I mean, still not. He's not skiing with this thing hanging out, is he?
I would hope not.
I mean,
maybe he had to stop and pee in the middle of the competition.
Well,
but it's happened to him before. This is the second time he has suffered this injury, according to him.
With all the modern technology, and you've got hand warmers for football. Can't you have a warmer that goes there? And he might impress the ladies because it'd probably be a bulge.
So you want him to wear a sock?
Or something. Something. Some sort of, there's got to be some sort of a heater they could make for that. I bet it would be sponsored too.
When we go to the Army Navy game every year, I always get, because I get cold easily, and I don't know what they're called, but those little warmer packs that you can put in your gloves.
Exactly.
And then you've got those little things that you can put in your shoes.
Yeah.
Shouldn't he just drop one in his undies?
Well, those things get pretty hot, though.
Well, it's better than having a frozen penis.
Either a frozen penis or a burned one. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if it will burn you, but you're going to be sweaty. But I mean, but I would rather deal with that.
I'm just baffled that this is the only. I have so many questions, Jason. So many questions.
Well, but where is the technology?
Yeah.
Remember a couple of years ago for the Winter Olympics, Ralph Lauren was very proud of these very sleek-looking opening and closing ceremonies that they designed that had heaters in them.
Yes.
With battery packs.
Right.
You can buy that. Motorcycle guys can buy stuff that's battery operated and it kind of keeps you warm. I would think if I would rather not cross country ski than have this risk. There are certain things I'm willing to risk. This freezing is not one of them.
There's got to be an electric blanket kind of technology here, right? I mean, yeah. Some kind of a sock.
I mean, if Michael Jimenez will travel with a heating pad to Los Angeles, you would figure there's got to be a way to prevent something like this from happening. This is a Bobbitt-like tragedy.
Well, not quite.
Well,
but
I mean,
yeah, he still had it and it thawed. So I guess,
yeah, you're right. I mean, she just cut it right off.
Cut it right off and threw it out the window. Yeah.
Well,
oh gosh. Yeah. Did you get that directly from the guy?
Apparently, according to a friend of mine texting me, it is an actual thing called polar penis, and it's quite common.
Really?
Yes.
It's common.
Apparently for a lot of people that go skiing.
I had no idea.
Another reason not to go skiing.
You know, I've been skiing, but I don't recall that being a problem.
Maybe you warmed up by the fire before you noticed.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Polar penis. It's an official thing.
Polar penis.
Thank you, Lisa, for sending this along.
Yeah, that's interesting. Polar penis.
Are you going to report on this tonight at Ken's 5?
I may have to because, I mean, it is a sport, right?
Yes.
I mean, what are they going to do? Fire me?
Oh, man. Rudy J just said Pledge needs to chop this segment now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's referring to there.
Well, that was I've still a lot of questions.
I don't know.
I've been covering sports for a long time, and this is a first. I've never heard of polar penis. Now, maybe if you're a sports guy in the North, maybe that's a common thing.
It might be. I mean, this is very different than what Ginobili went through. I mean, he literally gave his left one to the Spurs organization.
He did. Yes, he did.
And I thought at that point that might have been the worst thing that I've ever heard of.
I can hear the endorsement deals now. Do you have polar penis?
Now,
icy hot.
Now, didn't Dat Win have a way to stay warm without like putting clothes on?
It wasn't Dat Win's way, but Dat Win is the one that let the secret out of the bag for all the NFL types that go out in cold weather without sleeves. Is in the NFL they have a lotion. It's actually called Warm Skin, and you just put that lotion on it. It keeps your skin warm.
Well, there you go. Problem solved.
Although if you're skiing and you've got some lotion down there, then you're going to have other issues. I'm just saying. I mean, we created a whole nother problem.
You know, all kinds of pictures come to my mind. Have you ever seen the guy with the husky? He's got icicles hanging off his nose.
Yeah, the Iditarod races.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm picturing this guy.
Yeah, but he's sitting on a warmer.
Oh. He didn't have that problem.
Well, but he's also got a lot of coats on. See, it's the thin uniform here that's the problem.
Well, I
mean, the guy's not worried about his nose.
Dude, there's got to be technology that can prevent this. I feel sorry for this guy.
It's happened to him twice. First time I would have felt sorry for him. Now, dude, you're just an idiot. Because if that happened to you once, don't you figure in your training you come up with a way to prevent that from happening again?
Well, he's from Finland. I don't know what the deal is over there. Maybe they don't have the same technology. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe that's a cool thing in Finland. Hey, second time for me.
Uh-huh. You get an extra beer at the pub when you get home.
Hey, Bob, how many times have you had it?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going through polar penis
That's
again. Damn
right.
it. Give me a beer.
Dude, you're a man.
Uh-huh.
Or you were.
Just have a shot of Fireball. You'll be fine.
Right.
It'll warm you up. Oh,
okay.
Rudy J just texted the group. A Blue Chew would be perfect right about now. Wow.
Oh, well, that was fun.
You good?
I'm good. Yes. I still have so many questions, though.
We'll answer them as we continue.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to solve that or what's wrong with All-Star Saturday night?
Well, I don't know what's more interesting.
Yeah, the slam dunk contest.
It might be easier to figure out polar penis. Because All-Star Saturday night is...
Somehow I think you're liking this radio thing because you've said penis like 9 times in the last 3 minutes. Like all of a sudden we're 14 again.
Where's George Carlin? What can you say or not?
Well, you can say it the way we're saying it, not the way George would say it. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. James Pledger producing as always. Somebody sent us a tweet. I tweeted it out. I won't describe the sock, but you know what we're talking about.
It's obviously a real thing, though. I mean, they didn't just make that up in the last 5 minutes.
No, I mean, it's the tweet says this will be all the rage at the 2026 Winter Olympics, #frozen penis.
Exactly. I mean, why is the guy not wearing that now? Is that going to slow him down?
Apparently, although that looks like it'd be itchy. They got to come up with something better.
Well, it could be too big, too, depending on who you're talking about.
Well, it is cold out there.
You might have to tie a knot in the end of it.
Thought you were trying to impress the ladies.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know what things are like in Finland.
And my friend Lisa Gillespie wants to hear you say penis one more time.
Hey, we've got 2 hours to go. I'm sure I will.
Oh, she literally she texted that. I'm like, can you read that?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
You're gonna disappoint her, huh?
Well, it's got to be in context, doesn't it? Yeah.
Sure. You want to describe that sock?
It's gray. I'm impressed that it has the little sack there.
You got to keep them all warm.
I guess so. Wow.
Because otherwise it'd just be a condom. I mean,
no, that'd be an itchy condom.
The whole thing looks itchy.
Yeah,
that won't be all the rage.
No, you'd need some of that liquid skin to even
warm skin. Pledge is dying. It's a good sweater. Pledge would wear it, whether he needed to or not. I mean, hell, Pledge went to the rodeo over the weekend, showed pictures of him at the rodeo in a suit and tie.
No. Did you really?
You were not wearing your tie? And
I was wearing a tie.
Okay, and a vest?
This is not a vest.
What was it?
It was a velvet blazer.
A velvet blazer.
Oh, the velvet. I've seen that one. I've seen that
one. A blazer and a tie, to me, is a suit. I realize, my fashion level isn't really up there. But
not a suit.
Okay, you're wearing a coat and tie to the rodeo.
I did.
And so the pants didn't match. So that makes it not a suit.
Exactly.
It's a suit.
Well, not necessarily, Jason.
All right,
it's
TV
a
guy.
Sport coat and slacks. There's a difference.
See,
because I've learned a long time ago that it's less expensive to buy 2 or 3 sport coats and then just buy slacks that go with them because it's not as expensive and you can mix and match. I can wear a black sport coat on a Monday and again on Wednesday and Friday, but just maybe a gray, tan, black. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still a suit.
No, it's not.
It really is.
It's a sport coat and a pair of slacks.
In my mind, that's a suit.
It's not a suit. Technically, it's not a suit.
Technically, it's not a suit.
We're trying to class you up a little bit.
Welcome to radio. I'm wearing a Foo Fighter t-shirt, right? And I dressed up today.
Yeah.
I'm just glad somebody's finally here that gets it.
Wait a minute.
I don't think he gets your fashion. Like I'm not sure what you've got going on today. You've got 4 different shirts on.
It's 2.
Okay, 2. Well, you got the coat. I thought the way the coat is, it looks like you're wearing 2 different coats, but that's 2 coats in one.
It's a singular coat.
So a 2-in-1 coat only counts as 1 in your world, but it looks like you're wearing 2 coats. And then you've got a vest on, and then you've got the open collar shirt. Were you wearing the tie earlier and have lost your tie throughout of course. So now you've just untied.
Dude, it's 85 degrees outside.
Yeah, but we were talking frozen penis, man, and he had to put on his coat.
Well, that won't help you. This sock, on the other hand, will. I can't take my eyes off of it. That's the problem. I mean, it's sitting here. I'm waiting for my Twitter mentions to go.
Well,
it's like, please.
You can control that.
I can.
You use your hand, hit refresh.
Whew. Yeah, this has been a fun show. What other show in San Antonio Sports Talk is going to give you stories like frozen penis? There isn't any.
No.
This is it. This is your place for those stories, folks.
It was one of the headlines on R&R this morning.
Oh, really? It was a headline? Wow.
Well, who put together headlines this morning? James Pledger.
So he's intrigued by that story.
I was going to say excited.
Excited.
But yes. What, Pledge? Stories like that excite Pledger.
I get it. I understand. And I still have this sock on my Twitter feed here.
Are you gonna pin that up there?
It's like I can't not look at it.
You're just trying to figure out how to fill it.
Right, exactly. Well, one part looks like it's got more to fill than the other part. It's just, and whoever's wearing that thing needs a new one because that one's been used.
Well, I mean, it's
well, it looks cotton. It could have shrank in the wash.
Yeah, it could have. If that thing shrank, that dude is applauds.
Well, I don't know what that means, Joe. Is that Maggie texting you? Like all of a sudden, penis talk and your phone starts blowing up. Who's calling you out?
Wow. If it was only next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
I
could go right home.
You could go right home. Oh, that's right. You got to go to work tonight.
I do.
The question is, are you going to do the penis story tonight?
I don't know.
On Channel 10, on Ken's 5.
Channel 10.
Channel 5 at 10.
Probably won't make the cut, but
why?
I'll be thinking about it. Well, I just take this picture off of Twitter.
That's it. You could do that.
If you haven't seen the picture,
you could do the story. Ask Bill Taylor. Make Bill Taylor make it a part of weather.
You think?
I think. Look. If polar penis is a real thing, Bill Taylor's going to have a story about it.
Obviously, it is. So if the weather's supposed to get colder this week,
now it's a real fear in San Antonio.
Get a sock.
Whatever, dude. We got to go.